1, 2, 3, 4. All right, welcome back to Country Cold Cans. I'm Logan sitting here with Trucker Andy, Kyle, and Classic Rock Carter. Be sure to give us 5 stars and a great review wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, Amazon, where have you. We're basically available. Follow us on the social medias. You know what they are. And check out the website, coldcansnetwork.com. Got merch available and blog content. All right. Give you a little rundown what to expect today on Country and Cold Cans. We are back with a 6-pack song roundup of 6 tracks that have been released within the last couple weeks. We'll play a clip of the song, and then we'll go roundtable to be able to talk about whether we like it or whether we don't. And then we're bringing it back. It's that time of the month again. You know, Classic Rock Carter's on. We're going to close out the show with everyone's favorite pro wrestler or porn star. 5 names Carter has aggregated for everybody. He asked the 3 of us that are on the show, and we have to tell him, is it a pro wrestler or a porn star? All right, fellas. How
Kyle always gets it right.
That is true. Kyle was 3-0. Kyle, what do you have to say for yourself for being undefeated in this the game of everyone's favorite pro wrestler or porn star on Country and Cold Cans?
I'm convinced it's a deep state conspiracy of you 3 against me.
Just to make it look like you love pro wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that one time we went to sudden death, and I even lost the wheel to Andy, and I feel like Carter texted Andy and told him the correct answer, so Andy selected the wrong answer just so I would win by default.
I tried too hard. The more you try, the worse you get.
And 2, I believe one week Carter picked a lady that was like almost impossible not to know because she's like
mainstream,
like been on Barstool and everything.
Lana Rhodes.
And yeah, that might have been it. Yeah. And I was already like ahead. So I feel like that's another example of a conspiracy that Carter was like, he has no choice but to know this. And if he throws it, we'll know he's throwing it.
Now hang on. I gave a bonus one on that episode because everyone knew who Lana Rhodes was. Okay.
No, this was another one. She was pretty mainstream.
Yes, but Logan and Andy did not know her, so that just means you're watching a lot of porn, brother.
No. I can't remember the girl's name. But see, I was already like 1 up or 2 up, and it didn't really. And yeah, so it's a conspiracy against me, and I will have my day in court.
Before we jump in real quick to the 6-pack of songs for this week, listen to what you just said. It's a conspiracy against you, and it was because Carter picked one that was too mainstream that Andy and I didn't get right, and you were already up by 1 or 2 when Carter decided to throw it to make you win that after you were already winning.
Yeah. Half of these are just out-of-pocket guesses, and I just somehow get them right.
Sure, something's out of pocket.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, none of y'all got one hand in your pocket, you know? Looking,
All right. On that note.
Handshake.
On that note, we're moving to the 6-pack of songs for this week. We've got 6 songs here that, have all been released within the last couple of weeks. And the first one is one by an artist that Andy brought to the table. And I would say that probably Andy likes this song. Well, it's Bailey Zimmerman, brand new song. It's been catching got a ton of streams. Andy, you said what, 2 million right now?
Just under. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen it on Instagram from a lot of people I know. They're posting it on their story when it dropped. But here is a clip from Where It Ends, Bailey Zimmerman.
You're the last thing that I thought I'd lose. All I ever wanted was to be loved by you. I let you back in and I gave you a second chance. And like a jet plane on a clear blue sky, sun came shining down on all of your lies. I got too much pride to let that happen again. So this is where it ends.
All right, Andy, I'm going to start with you. You've got your hat turned back like Bailey Zimmerman right now. Andy's modeling himself after a 20-year-old. So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely like this song as well. The majority of his songs give me heavy Hinder vibes, and I'm a Hinder vibes fan. So it just makes sense. I like the sound of it. It's just to me, it's solid writing. He's not setting the world on fire by any of the songs. This is just right in the pocket of everything else he does. Just good writing, killer sounding songs, in my opinion.
Well, there's your opinion. I'm going to go next because I think I'm the opposite on this. And let me preface this by saying I don't have a problem with Bailey Zimmerman. I do think that he's got, that song Rock in a Hard Place that he put out. I like that. I liked Fall in Love good enough. I don't think that he's devoid of talent. This song ain't it, Chief. This song is a watered down version of those other two songs, both sonically and lyrically. I just don't think there's anything well written about this song at all. I think that this song is very much a retread of the other two singles he's put out, and those songs were just better. But like you said, that's just my opinion. So there's one up, one down. Kyle, throw it to you. Bailey Zimmerman, where it ends.
Andy, I'm glad you said him there because I've been trying for at least the past couple of days to figure out who he reminds me of. I do get kind of Hinder vibes, but the background music is a lot less heavy, if you will. He has an interesting sound. I don't think he sounds like everybody else. I think he sounds kind of unique. But I'm with Logan. I like the two other big hits he has. And I think he is a gateway drug, if we will. I know he's kind of like treading the line of being, one of those artists that's pushed and promoted a lot. But as I said, working today, letting two other guys, they're big on TikTok. So that might be where they heard him. But I heard them play 4 or 5 Bailey Zimmerman songs today. And
it would be all of them.
I mean, look, these guys like Florida Georgia Line, And I was just like, hold on now. Today is Country Day. How did you guys? Because yesterday was 2000s rock, which I loved. But oh yeah, working all day with a heart on.
Getting ready for Pro Wrestler Pornstar, doing this research at work.
Yeah, when they played Mud Shovel by Stain, I was just ready to go.
Real busy getting off to Bowling for Soup over there.
Yeah, hey, Logan's a Bowling for Soup fan now. We have converted him.
I was never not a fan of theirs.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. I knew the big hits, put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Well, you got deeper in because you were sending me some off kilter, if you will, the lesser knowns.
Yeah.
Which I was very impressed with. But yeah, I mean, and it gave me an opportunity to say, hey, if you like this guy, you have to check out these folks. So, unrelated to the song, I think he's kind of like a gateway drug. The song, I don't like it as much as the other two. What's the one about moving to South Carolina?
It's Fall in Love.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot. But this one, not so much.
I think that's a fair characterization of it being a gateway drug for Florida Georgia Line fans because Bailey Zimmerman is, looking at it objectively, he's better than Florida Georgia Line.
Yes.
Like now they write catchier songs, but catchy doesn't always mean good. And I do think that his first two singles are better than this current single and is better than a lot of what Florida Georgia Line has put out. So I can agree with that. So was that an up or a down for you? Just for scoring purposes.
I'm going to give it a 60-40 nay.
Okay, so a slight down. All right, Classic Rock Carter. I know how much you love pop country, and I know how much you love the tropes of pop country. What do you think?
It was very funny listening to Andy describe this song because Andy essentially hit every single point I wanted to hit, except Andy was talking about it positively. Most of those points to me are negatives. I have now just to yes, Kyle.
I'm gonna stop. I would like to stop you before you go anywhere further. Tread lightly when you're starting to knock bands like Hinder and these things. Tread lightly, Carter.
I will cut you.
Yes. Tread lightly because me and Andy do enjoy that music. So
Carter, I don't know if you've caught the last two episodes of Country and Cold Cans, but these guys have been on the air and off the air trying to turn this into a butt rock podcast.
Oh, God.
And wanting to do a deep dive into butt rock. And I just was like, I told him, I said, a couple of problems with that. One, this is supposed to be at least country adjacent music that we cover. I said, two, I typically am mic one on this show, and I don't like that music nor know anything about it. So I was like, if you guys want to host one, we'll put it out and put a disclaimer. Don't want to listen to this because music sucks, but go for it. Yes, Kyle.
Yeah, I have my hand raised again. Andy, this is the guy who said "Come Back to Texas" could be a country song by Bowling for Soup.
Yes, that one could. I mean, they actually broke the bridge down into a country adjacent song.
Yeah,
listen to the song, and
I know. I just about reaching here.
Anyways, back to classic rock Carter.
Trying to turn this from country and cold cans into butt rock and beer.
I would listen to it.
Hey, we're not discussing Pearl Jam. Let's calm down.
So it was very funny because as some previous listeners may know, I'm the guy who doesn't listen to country music. When Logan sends me the homework, that is literally the first time I listen to these songs. I listen to them once, I make a few notes, and that's it. I usually don't know most of these people. With Bailey Zimmerman, the first thing I have written down here is that I got big. It's funny that you said Hinder. I said Linkin Park vibes. Very 2000 rock, very vindictive, but in a country form. And where you said that the repetitive lyrics made it a good thing, I thought the repetitive lyrics made it showed just how shallow the song is actually, and just how little is actually there. In fairness, I didn't think it was awful. I've heard way worse country songs. So this is a thumbs in the middle for me.
It's interesting. I would be quick to classify, in my humble opinion, on Country and Gold Cans, is that Bailey Zimmerman is not country.
I don't think in no way, shape, or form it is.
He's being played on country medium or country media, but he's not country. In the same way that Kurt Wetzel isn't country, and Austin Meade isn't country, and
Slade Coulter,
and half of what Hardy does isn't country. Slade Coulter, a lot of what he does isn't very country. But I mean, I don't think that makes it bad. We cover a lot of like rock adjacent, rock kind of sounding stuff on here. So I mean, that's why I don't have a problem covering, this guy, because he's kind of in the country space, kind of more rock and roll. I just didn't love this song. But I mean, if you like it, that's, music's not.
Well, I like it.
Well, I knew you liked it. But that's Bailey Zimmerman, where it ends. All right, next up, we have, sticking within the mainstream. As any of you who have paid just a little bit of attention to mainstream country over the last couple years know that 90s sounding country music, 90s inspired sounding country music has been back. It's the current trend. And some artists have been out there and done it well. Then, there's one guy that we all know that he just isn't going to pass up an opportunity to jump on a trend. And that's Blake Shelton. Well, Blake Shelton's back, and he's donning in the music video and on the single cover, he's donning a mullet, but it's a fake mullet, which is funny because it's an ironic mullet. But back in the early 2000s, he had a real mullet that it was unironic. But Blake Shelton's back with an ironic fake mullet for a 90s inspired song, as he has called it, called Nobody. Play this, and then we'll jump into it.
Don't wanna scoot the boots of nobody. Get straight tequila drunk on nobody. Wrap these arms around nobody. Nobody but yours. Don't wanna shadow dance with nobody. Slide some cotton off of nobody. Don't wanna wake up kissing nobody. Nobody but yours.
Blake Shelton disappoints me because Blake Shelton has a ton of talent, and we've seen it in previous songs in his career. But at this point in his career, he's known for being the voice judge more than he is a country singer. And the stuff he does is more of a caricature of what people that live in LA think country is versus what country music actually is. Very quickly, why I don't like this song is not the sonics of the song. It is 90s inspired, and if you played an instrumental of this and put different lyrics to it, I would be vibing with it, because this is one of those songs that if it came on at a tailgate, I'm not going to be angry about it. It's not the worst song in the world. It gets you tapping your boots along with it, but the lyrics just fucking suck. The lyrics are sitting there, and it doesn't have the narrative and the story aspect that 90s country does, but it has all the cheese without the charm of 90s country. And the lyrics literally just keep repeating themselves and don't say anything. Not really a fan of the songwriting, and that ruins it for me, even though I think that the music is a little bit catchy. Kyle, I know that we have similar thoughts on Blake Shelton's career trajectory. What is your take? Kyle, just for the listeners out there, has changed his background to the poop emoji.
Yeah, this song's a pile of shit. I don't know what I'm more angry about. The fact that he tried to look like Alan Jackson on the album cover, which is just blasphemy. Because, me and you, and I don't know about Andy, but Blake Shelton is one of the most disappointing mainstream country stars of a generation. I'm just annoyed that he tried to like be a faux Alan Jackson on this song. It just song sucks. And Carter want to talk about repetitive lyrics. Nobody should listen to this song, if you ask me. I mean, God, I listened to this. I was just annoyed, just put in a bad mood. This song's so bad. And I know Blake Shelton because he left Miranda Lambert. But so this guy's just full of bad decisions.
I actually think she left him, but
okay, maybe he did. Anyway, he screwed it up where she left him. So God, this song just I just want to shake my head.
All right, classic rock Carter.
Oh, Mr. Gwen Stefani. This was crap. It was just crap. And it wasn't even like the crap that I want to vehemently tear apart. It was just boring crap. I don't care. I've heard, I say this almost every time we do a six pack with me on. I've heard a million songs like this. But just as Logan talked about, and Logan put it in a way that I didn't think about putting it, it's got the 90s cheese to it, but there's nothing to it. I actually was incredibly bothered by one part of the song in the chorus where he mentions he doesn't want to put his arms around nobody. And then he says, nobody but yours. Shouldn't that be nobody but you? Is he putting his arms around your arms? What kind of a hug is that, Blake Shelton? What alien planet do you hug arms around other arms? The chorus also did something that I think is one of the laziest writing tactics ever. And it's that when your song is garbage, how do you make people like your song? You cite older country songs that people like. Don't want to boot scoot with nobody. And so everybody goes, oh, Boot Scoot Boogie. I like that song a whole lot. You're not saying anything, though. You're just citing an older song because you don't know how to write. And that's the thing that I get it. Nostalgia sells. Literally, I'm a professional wrestling fan. Every single time I turn around, good, Raw's got Hulk Hogan or Bret Hart or Stone Cold Steve Austin on. So the old fans go, oh my God, they're the people I watched when I was a kid. And that's what this song is doing. This song is going, hey, you know Boot Scoot Boogie. You like Boot Scoot Boogie. You're going to like this song too because I mentioned Boot Scoot Boogie. It's a crutch. And I hate it. And it's lazy. And this is an absolute 2 thumbs down. Go back to just fucking being on The Voice. You can't hack it no more, Blake Shelton.
It's disappointing what the songs he puts out now, considering if you go back to his early career and you listen to Austin, fantastic song. You listen to, even you want some of the more cheesy songs, Some Beach at least has a story. And it's like, you want to know the antithesis of this, that it has the cheese of the 90s from a 90s song, but also had the charm and the story aspect. Go listen to Sammy Kershaw's Queen of My Double Wide.
Oh, it's
such a great song, and it has a line that makes me smile every time I hear it, where it says, he's the Charlie Daniels of the torque wrench. Like, I'm telling you, man, that was 90s country with a story that was charming, but still a little cheesy, done right. This ain't it, to Carter's point. Andy, what do you think? Nobody by Blake Shelton.
Speaking of Some Beach, the Some Beach video is the reason I was 80% sure the hair was fake, because it's the wrong fucking color. Because he used to have that exact haircut, but it was even longer. But I mean, I think Nobody, I think they should just drop the body from the title and change it to No, and then just not do the song. There is no good part. And the fact that he calls clothes cotton is triggering.
And that was also just a very skeevy line.
I hated it a lot.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's fair to say.
Yep. I'm going to be
likes this song? Nobody.
Yeah, I'm Emperor Nero in Gladiator. Yeah.
My last comment is, the worst part about it is, if you listen to the production of the song, it's not terrible. Like, I kind of, like, if I ignore the lyrics, I catch myself kind of dancing along to it. But the lyrics ruin it.
You'll boot stomp, but then you hear him sing again. You're like, oh, fuck.
All right, well, that's Nobody by Blake Shelton. Moving right along to one that I think that I might be the only one that's going to like, but I love these guys. They were in my top 5 favorite albums of 2020 with their record Teamwork. We've got Futurebirds. They are commonly described by critics as cosmic country. So here is one of the latest singles called Sins and Friends.
What makes you humble set you free. Sometimes you can mess everything up and still come out clean. Don't wanna make it bleed.
All right, Kyle, what do you think, man? I know you haven't listened to as much Futurebirds as me. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
You would be incorrect. You're not the only one that liked the song a lot. This song slaps. I don't know how they tuned the guitar, but this shit is just fire. I love the sound of this song. Take away the lyrics, which the lyrics are phenomenal in their own way, but just the sound, man, it's almost kind of funky. And like I said, I don't know anything about musical instruments, but just the way they tune that guitar just slaps, man. And I'm assuming the song is just about getting just trashed and just having a carefree day. I mean, am I wrong about that, Jimmy? Just let it go. It's kind of the way I took the song. I mean, do you take it the same way?
For the most part, I need to. The thing about their lyrics is that they're not straight ahead country where they have straight ahead country lyrics. They're a little bit more in that rock and roll school where it's a couple of listens. It may not always be easy to understand what the song is totally about. Go back to Teamwork and listen to some of those songs and from 2020, and you'll definitely see that. But you catch things the more you listen to it. But I'll be brief because I know that, I am a big Futurebirds fan and I tweet about them all the time, and I have talked about them a lot on this podcast. I'm a big fan of their music. I love the production on this, just like you said. I loved it at the very beginning when the guitar kicks in, but then you also mix in the pedal steel because, like I said, cosmic country is what I think perfectly encapsulates their sound as a whole. Some songs lean a little more rock, some lean a little more country. But this track in particular just has this sunny kind of feel-good vibe to it that I just immediately gravitated towards. I love this Futurebirds, I've said before, is what Wilco could have been if they didn't get experimental. If you go back and listen to the first couple of Wilco records, it was somewhat adjacent to what Futurebirds does, but then they decided to get really, really experimental and kind of
Wilco with less drugs, basically.
Basically, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So I'm a thumbs up on this. Andy, what do you think?
I agree with on the sonic part of it. I'm totally there. I dig that, but that's just not really enough. I don't really know what the song's about lyrically, and I am a little uneasy if friends is a funny spelling of the word friends. I don't know if it has other meaning to it or not, so I won't completely judge it if you say they have writing, but that's for 20-year-old girls, and I don't even like it when they do it.
But you do like 20-year-old girls.
That's not wrong.
All right, so thumbs up or thumbs down?
Good thumbs up.
Thumbs
It's not
up.
a heavy one. I'll give it a 60-40 yay.
Okay. All right, Classic Rock Carter.
The first thing I thought of when I heard this song was an outdoor music festival. This sounds
solid.
This sounds like something you would just put a chair out in front of a stage and just fucking have a good time. I called it Grateful Dead-esque in my notes here.
Solid again.
Gave me big like Touch of Grey vibes and stuff like that. I thought this was really good. This is thumbs up from me. Solid thumbs up.
Well, look at that. I'm actually surprised you guys liked it. A little less so with Andy to an extent, because Andy was right about where I thought he'd be, because Andy is listening to Futurebirds. I think, Andy, you were there at the show that we saw them. Andy may not remember, but
yeah, as I was about to say, you're gonna have to tell me on that one, because I don't know if I was there or not.
But Futurebirds is a fantastic live band. Yeah, they're definitely a band you need to check out if you have an opportunity. They're coming near you. I believe they're out of Athens, Georgia. They play along the East Coast. Great live band. Carter, I agree that now that you mentioned like the Grateful Dead-esque, just without the 6-minute jam band aspect.
And the outdoor part. I thought Carter made some pretty good
Carter
points
made some
on
good
that
points
one.
on that.
I retweet both of his. I
do too.
agree with him on that. The outdoor one, though, definitely can see that. Like, I totally see that. That's very good description of it.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
know what I'm
Futurebirds.
talking about, brother.
Futurebirds with Andy's favorite spelling of sins and friends.
Jesus.
Right.
The Z on the end is a little sus.
Yeah,
Little sus.
I don't know that's actually a very big trigger for me on this one. I don't know if I could forgive them for that. I'm hoping there is greater meaning to it.
It's probably not. But, all right, moving into Tanner Usrey, Take Me Home. Tanner Usrey's a guy who we've been following for a while on this show. I think he's got a great voice, and typically I love the production on a song, so let's check this one out.
Take me home tonight, 'cause I'm way too damn drunk to drive. We can dance in the dark till we're feeling right. Oh darling, take me home tonight.
All right, Andy, what do you think?
I like it. The only problem, this might be a compliment, is that it's not a very sad song, and this guy can really kill some sad songs. So it's kind of like I just wish it was a sad song because he's so good at those. That's the only complaint I have.
All right, so it's thumbs up. Kyle, what do you think, Tanner Usrey?
Sounds a banger. To me, this song sounds kind of like I love the way he says darling. It's so simple just to pick that one thing. I just like the way he says darling in the song. I think it's kind of a modern take on more traditional. I'm at the bar and, let's, take me home. Like, was it Josh Grayson? Take me home. Was it long? Whatever the song is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's like a little bit more modern. Without all the innuendos that people probably get offended by now. But yeah, I love the song, man. And I'm a big Tanner. Is it Usrey or Usrey?
Usrey. You guys
Usrey.
Always say his name.
I've been
like
saying
that
it wrong
every time.
all day. Yeah, I've been saying it wrong all day in my head. Then okay, yeah, but I like it a lot, man. It's I wish more songs sounded like this, and I agree with Andy. He can kill some sad songs.
Oh, 100%. I'm with you guys on this. I'll keep it brief because Andy pretty much stole the words out of my mouth with that.
Yeah,
Love the
retweet.
way this song sounds. Andy, I don't know about you, but I get Turnpike vibes from the production on this. And I love the production when he goes full band. He kills the more stripped back sad boy stuff that I also gravitate towards. And my only criticism that's not really a criticism is the song's too damn happy, because I'm used to hearing Josephine and what was the other one, Come Back Down. But you know what? There's a time and a place for some stuff that actually shit works out for somebody. So hats off to Tanner Usrey for writing a banger that's, you know, kind of a love related song that isn't super cheesy. I dig it. Thumbs up. Classic Rock Carter.
Well, it's no Take Me Home Country Roads by John Denver, and it's no Take Me Home Tonight by Eddie Money, but it's good. It's very good. I like y'all said, I really enjoyed sonically how the song was. I thought at first it was going to be one of those, this ain't my style. It's starting off too slow. It's a little too low energy. And then that chorus, the energy just rockets up and it's great in the chorus by the end of the song. This is a nice solid thumbs up from CRC.
Rock and roll. All right, it's Tanner Usrey. Take Me Home. All right, next up we have a artist that's relatively new, and I admittedly just discovered her yesterday, so I don't know a whole lot about her. I don't know any of the songs of hers beyond this one, but this one kind of struck a chord with me when I was searching for some stuff for this six-pack song roundup. But we have a new artist named Stefanie Joyce and a song called Tulsa.
I smoked my last cigarette in Tulsa. I poured that Evan Williams down the drain. You know you can't have something just because you want it, and I want it less, a little more each day.
So I'll tell you real quick why I like this song. It's, as Carter would say, every country song is like, oh, so-and-so left me. But what I think this one's a little bit different is the imagery and the analogies it uses of whether it was a bad love, good love, I still don't have a good grasp on. Because, I mean, there's a point in the song where she talks about how she used to love Marlboro Reds in motel rooms. Sounds like the guy's kind of a rambling, gambling man. But, you know, she smoked her last cigarette in Tulsa, poured the Evan Williams down the drain. And then that next line where it was just like, you can't have something just because you wanna. And I've been wanting it less, more each day. I love that refrain right there. I think she does a good job of painting this imagery of maybe these were things that she enjoyed, but maybe they weren't good habits that she had while she was in this relationship. And the further she gets away from that love that she had, but also at the same time, a bad influence, the more she finds herself not wanting to do those things that were detrimental to her health. But it's still like, you know, the relationship's ended. So it's kind of a sad song. I'm a fan. Carter, I'm interested to see what you think first, because I know that you don't like this stuff normally.
So yeah, I'm not a bummer jam kind of guy. Life sucks enough as is. I don't need my music to make me bummed out anymore. Her voice is gorgeous. She has an absolutely fantastic voice. And honestly, I have no issues with this song. This song is great for those who like it. I cannot fault any aspect of this song. It's just not my style. I can't fault anyone for liking this song. It's thumbs in the middle from me, but that is in no wrong part of Miss Joyce or her production team or anything like that.
That's a fair take from someone who doesn't like bummer jams. I think that's well thought out. Andy, what do you think? Stefanie Joyce, Tulsa, a city of which we have visited.
Yes, we have. I am going to be a 60-40 yay on this. I do think the writing, I love the writing. That's great. The part that I don't like, I don't know if it's, I have like, this popped up in my release radar. The like where she sings like Cherry Coke and Cigarette, like where she does some vocal thingy-madoos. But from a volume aspect, like a literal volume it's flat volume wise. I don't know if like where her voice goes higher or whatever, the sound doesn't get higher. I don't know if I could see where it's potentially that's on purpose to give the song a somber sound to it, which it would fit, but I don't think you should do vocal tricks in a somber song, or it's a production thing where it's just the vocals are one sound level no matter how she is singing. And that is pretty much a big kicker for me. And I do like her voice.
I will say I didn't hear that when I listened to it with my headphones, but if you heard that, that was definitely a done in the studio, because homegirl was not singing flat.
I meant like if she's trying to keep her like voice sound lower to give it a somber sound,
right,
and still kind of. But if you're going to have like a lower somber sound, I don't think you should be trying to do like a vocal run on Cherry Coke. It just doesn't work.
Like you drink Cherry Coke anyways. That stuff
it's
is shit.
trash.
You shouldn't be what Danny's trying to say is you shouldn't be doing any vocal thingy-doos anymore.
Yeah, if you're going for a somber sound, I don't think you should do it. So I could see the sound, like the instrumentation is a somber sound. Yeah. So I could see it, or that's a big kicker on me, and that's why I don't give it more than a 60-40.
Yeah. Well, that's a light thumbs up, and thumbs in the middle. Kyle.
So for starters, the song is just like a vocal bliss. This girl has incredible talent. I mean, she could sing the phone book and make it sound good. And Andy, while y'all three were talking, I just listened to it. I don't hear what you're talking about. You can hear the instruments kind of rise and fall with her voice on headphones. Were you listening on stereo?
I had headphones, stereo, and iPhone speaker. Heard the same thing every time. Maybe I'm deaf.
Well, that's the problem. You got to pick one. You can't listen to all three at the same time.
You got to stop Jake breaking so much. Yeah, this song is it's just pure bliss. I mean, the only knock I'll give it is I can't find the lyrics anywhere. It just keeps directing me to her website.
Yeah. I mean,
I understand she's very new.
Yeah,
very new. That's the only knock. That might come in the next. It probably happened tomorrow morning, but man, I love a female voice. I'm probably the biggest, maybe Logan. Advocate, ally, whatever you want to call it for female country singers. And man, I put her at the top of the list, man. I want to hear more.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this girl slaps, man.
One thing I can say that especially in the last couple of years, Country and Cold Cans has found some. Not that we discovered them first, so don't take it that way, because obviously a lot of people discovered them before we did. We've found some fantastic female artists out there in country music. I mean, we have a long running list at this point of people that we recommend. So
Morgan Wade won our 2020 album of the year. I was incredibly high on what's her name?
It wasn't Ashley
Raised.
Craft.
The Raised album.
Oh yeah, Haley Witters. Yeah,
Haley Witters. I was incredibly high.
Yeah,
on that
me
album.
And you were high on that one, and me and Andy were really high on Ashlyn Craft's record.
And on the album, not drugs.
Andy, I don't know. I'm not as high on Ashlyn Craft as you are, but it's like I said, there's a very good balance.
Cat Hasty.
Cat Hasty's another good one. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, man, this girl has incredible pipes.
100%.
And I don't think there was like any vocal restraint on her end throughout the song. I think like you could tell she was putting it out there and just hitting every note. Like it was easy peasy.
And she was emoting well with her voice, which I appreciate when an artist can do that effectively.
Yeah, so good, man.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check out more of her music, but that's Stefanie Joyce, Stefanie, Joyce, Joyce.
I don't like the way she spells her name. It's very.
That's why I spelled it, because it's a different spelling than the usual spelling we encounter. So,
no offense.
In case you wanted to look her up, listeners, definitely recommend checking this song out, and maybe we can listen to some of her new music together here, folks. All right, so the last one on the 6-pack song roundup, we have the guy from North Carolina himself, Eric Church. He finally released the And album, the triple album he released last year. This one was originally just a vinyl and a digital download for his fan club. He waited about a year, and now he's released it on Spotify for mass consumption. There was one song that stuck out to me called Madman.
He's a madman after work, 'cause a girl told him goodbye. His thumbs up has been grounded, now it's that bird he loves to fly. Might be happy out of you, but his mind ain't nowhere near. He's busy going crazy on the heels of her Mercedes, driving back home north of 80 toward the Badlands. He's still holding on like a madman.
All right, so that's Madman Eric Church. I'm going to go on and I'm going to take a shot in the dark like I like to do sometimes. I'm wrong a lot when I predict this. Take a shot in the dark and say I'm going to get probably what will be the most negative review for this song out of the way. Classic Rock Carter.
Well, you're not wrong. This is like the last song. This is not my style. I don't like bumper jams. However, while the last one, I realized that just wasn't my style. Totally. My big thing with this one is that he had it going for a while there, and I was just like, okay, this just ain't my style. It gets to the very end of the song, and all of a sudden it does this big explosive madman. And then it just ends. And I'm like, what? The song's not going to continue? No, it just ends on that weird explosive part. And I was like, that was stupid. Why did you do that? No, down, thumbs down. That was dumb, Eric Church. No.
I'm not going to give my take yet because I want to get to the other guys, but that was my one criticism of this song. It's a very unfortunate aspect of some of Eric's songs. It's a very common thing that he's done in certain things where he's had a great song that's subdued, and then he ends it with this bombastic kind of self-indulgent rock and roll aspect to it at the end, and I didn't really care for it either. So I'm with you on that part. Andy, what did you think?
Well, I think you guys can just go jump off a fucking bridge without dude, that's absolutely my hands down one. Song's fucking fantastic. The writing is like, I love that he's popping silver bullets, like they're popping caps, silver bullets in his mouth, killer lines. The whole writing is killer. And I totally disagree that a trash opinion. I love how he gets to where right before that, how he's still holding, like where he does the holding on part, where he almost completely quits singing and then goes the mad part, how he holds the note literally until his voice breaks through the rock aspect of it. Fucking killer. The last minute and 20 just nails the whole rest of the song. That was also fantastic.
I think it's safe to say Andy gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah, you guys can go fuck yourselves with that trash ass opinion.
All right, Kyle, Madman.
So, if in the essence of transparency, the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds of the song, rock hard, because I was getting heavy Carolina vibes. I was like, oh my God, he brought it back. Yes. This reminds me of some old school Eric Church, which I absolutely adore. The songwriting's phenomenal. It's classic Eric Church. And then Andy, I'll go kill myself as well. Then he did that nonsense at the end, and I'm like, what the God? Damn it!
You guys are fucking idiots.
Damn it! I mean, I just threw my hands up in the air, and I was like, oh my God, you fucked it all up. It was right
just
there.
Literally are tasteless.
It was right there. No, no, man. Gosh, dude. Sinners Like Me, Carolina, Caldwell County, EP, Chief, even some of the 2013 album, the one with the bandana, the name's escaping me. some of that, yeah, all that. God, I loved it, man. That's all I listened to. And I got such heavy Carolina vibes off this album, and it was so good. Or this one song, and it was so good. And then you just shit the bed.
I have listened to that bed.
Oh hell yeah! It's still a massive thumbs up because this is what I have dreamed of. When we covered the Heart and Soul album, like a year or two ago, you had glimpses of things that he used to do, but it never was fully what it is. And this one song, gosh, man, I went down memory lane. I was like, God, it's right there. And then at 250, when he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. And he just full
Unleashed
send.
the Kraken.
Yeah, full send, bro. And I'm like, oh, God damn, man. What? Why?
Andy, what you got to understand, context is key. Kyle and I are not saying that it ruined the song. Carter did. That's Carter's opinion. Mine's a little bit different. My whole thing with Eric Church, I haven't soured on, not that Kyle is soured on, but I haven't soured on Eric Church to the like they have. I will die on this fucking hill that Eric Church is more talented of a songwriter than a lot of the artists that people always want to try to say are better than him. And I don't mean just in the mainstream. I mean in the independent world as well. I'm not saying he's the greatest songwriter out there, like who I personally think Evan Felker is, but that's an aside. But Eric Church is a fantastic songwriter, and this song in particular just has his fingerprints of different types of phrases that Eric Church is unique in the mainstream world of doing. Like in the chorus where he's saying his thumbs up is been landed down, and now it's the bird he wants to fly. Andy, that line you were talking about popping the caps on silver bullets. It's these little kind of almost like unique analogies that could have multiple meanings, but you still get the gist of the song. And then the turn of phrase from the beginning of the chorus to the end of the chorus where he's a madman on the run, and then at the end he's still going like a madman. I absolutely love it. Eric Church is the man. I will die on this hill. And this first 2 minutes and 50 seconds, to Kyle's point, is exactly this type of song where Eric Church shines. Eric Church, for better or for worse, is a rock artist in the country space. If he had been around 30 years ago, he wouldn't be a country artist. But Eric Church shines when he has this subdued, kind of like more lower key, more raw and vulnerable songs where this perfectly encapsulated for the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds. But Eric Church, in my opinion, my criticism of him has always been sometimes he wants to, if he would just stopped it there or kept it and let it play out with that same type of vibe, it would have been perfect. But instead, he lets his worst impulses on that song kind of come out. He tells him to turn the amps up to 11 and just fucking go to town in the last minute of the song. And it was completely unnecessary and self-indulgent. But that doesn't change my opinion of the song being a massive thumbs up, fantastic written song. And I can get along with that last minute if it means I got the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So love this song, thumbs up.
I would like to add, I think too, from an artistic standpoint, the fact that the song is about a madman, that it makes sense to completely flip it to the rock aspect of it. I think that's like a artistic way of doing it as well. And like the way that then also the fact that on Matt, he lets his voice completely break holding the note. It's a madman, kind of aspect of it.
I think that's a fair point.
Yes. That second verse is just so damn good. God. Oh my God. It's so good.
This is the Eric Church that
I have been missing for 10 years.
Yeah. And I'll add for maybe Kyle might like this a little bit. I did learn I don't have any heart. I don't have any soul, but I do have some and by far the best out of the three.
I think so too. It was made for the church choir, his fan club. So I think that they're probably the more long-term fans. So it makes sense that it's done in this style.
The first verse of Lone Wolf, I think is probably maybe even better than this song.
Yeah. All I have to say, what I have to say about this is, Eric Church, you're a bastard for locking this behind a paywall for a year. I mean, you're just a bastard.
Yeah.
There's no other way to describe it. Fuck your furniture line. and all the other shit you're doing, you're just a bastard because you hid this from people for a fucking year.
Well,
And
to
I'm
be
just
fair,
annoyed.
A year and a half.
A year and a half. I'm salty. Like, I mean, I'm
his
like
response
the
would
Dead
be-
Sea salty.
his response would be join the fan club. He didn't hide it. You just weren't willing to pay for it. He gave
Yeah,
you
he
two
said-
other albums for that year and a half.
Yeah, and I don't want them. I want this one.
I agree with Kyle.
And I would say I pay whatever $10.99, $11.99 to Spotify, and you get paid whatever the fuck you get. And I would have streamed this 1 bajillion times, and you got the equivalent money for your fan club.
Hey,
You're
we're-
a bastard for this.
Hey, Kyle, we're just lucky too, though, that he didn't have a basketball game to go to and didn't decide to not release this album.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Didn't he like skip a concert for that?
Yeah, to go watch a fucking stupid ass Tar Heel game.
Yeah.
That was the Duke Carolina Final Four game. I kind of get it, but let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, we did a podcast on it. He's
We
a
did.
bastard
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, he's a
So
bastard.
if you want to know
for it.
where we all think about it, go
He's a
listen to that
bastard
episode.
for it.
Go to hell, Carolina. Go to hell.
Hey, well, that's the 6-pack song roundup for this week. All right, moving right along. Going to turn the keys over off the host chair, Mike 1, if you will, to the one, the only, the original Burger King MC, the man who once admitted on the air that he ate ass on this show. Classic Rock Carter. What you got for us with this edition of Pro Wrestler or Pornstar?
Alrighty, y'all. So I had to go back. I had to scour the internet for some more names. I got 5 editions worth of names stockpiled for today, but we're only going to go through 5 names. For those of you who have never listened to an episode of Pro Wrestler or Pornstar, or you just need a refresher on the rules, here's how this is going to work. I am going to read out a name for my 3 co-hosts here. Of course, there's a world where the people that are in it have to come up with fake names. And there's 2 of those. It's the world of pro wrestling and it's the world of being a porn star. Now, a lot of the men and a lot of the women end up having names that could pass for either profession. So what I've done is I have scoured the internet. I have scoured the rosters of multiple professional wrestling companies. I have scoured the rankings of mostly Pornhub and went way down. I didn't go into any of the really well-known ones. We had a big thing about that in one of the episodes in the past. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off these names. I'm going to also type them out into the Zoom chat because we have noticed that you need to have the name spelled out to have a better understanding. Yes, Kyle?
I would like to make one small interjection before we start. Did any of you happen to see where Ole Miss on the week 1 cups that they issued, like when you go get a beer or a soda at the football game? It is thank you to healthcare workers. And someone submitted a picture of Johnny Sins in a lab coat, and it's on the fucking cup.
That is awesome.
There's
Yes.
no way that was a mistake.
Yes, it is 100% real.
Oh, my
Somebody
There's no
got
way it was
one.
a mistake.
And
Somebody
for those
knew that.
And I kid you not, this is not me being the PK king, whatever it is, but you all the time see the Johnny Sins meme where someone's like, this is my uncle. He's in the military, and it's a picture of him. And they use it to get politicians all the time, where they'll like retweet it because they don't know who he is. And it's like this porn star in a camo outfit or a doctor outfit. You saw a lot during COVID where they would be like, my uncle's a doctor or my dad's a doctor. Can I get a retweet for him saving lives? And, some politician, I think Ted
He's a
Cruz.
hero.
I think they got Ted Cruz with it one
Of course it
time.
was.
Yeah, and it's Johnny Sins, who's a porn star. Yes, he's on the Ole Miss thank you to healthcare workers, which is the week 1 cups for the game. And they've already printed it, so there's no way they throw it out.
No,
That's-
You should check
one.
out Old Rose Twitter account. You'll see it for yourself.
that's hilarious.
Yes, phenomenal. But continue, Carter. I'm sorry to interject.
All right. So we have, I believe this is the 4th time we've done this. And of course, as we mentioned earlier in the episode, Kyle has won all 3 of these. So hopefully
Bullshit.
either Logan and Andy can step up or Kyle will have to retain his crown. But are we ready?
Sure.
Aye, Captain.
Tally ho.
Alrighty then. So let's begin. Our first lovely lady of the evening. Oh, and another rule that I forgot, or two other rules I forgot. I'm not throwing in women that like the average person would know as a professional wrestler. No Trish Stratus's, no Stacey Keebler's, no Charlotte Flair's. Logan would know those at the very least.
I would know one of those.
Yeah, Kyle wouldn't. Andy might know a few of the more famous ones. Logan would definitely know them. And I'm not throwing in ones whose names are like super obvious what they do. Masha Slamovich is very obviously a professional wrestler.
That could very easily be a porn star named Carter.
And Judy Jugs is very obviously a porn star. I'm not putting her on here. I put in ones where it's at least a little bit. You have to think a little bit. And maybe even you might even get tripped up a bit by some of these names. But anyway, here we go. Our first lady. Yeah, no Googling. Don't be looking at your phones. Don't be cheating on me here. All right. Our first lady of the evening is Miss Valentina Jules. Valentina Jules.
So who's going first?
I'm going to give y'all a few seconds to digest that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I'm going to take a guess there.
All right, Logan, let's hear it.
Sounds like an adult film actress. Valentina is just too long of a name for pro wrestling, especially if they're WWE. And then on top of that, Jules after. If you have a long name in WWE, they typically take away your second name under the McMahon era. So for those reasons, I think this sounds like a porn star.
Okay.
I concur. That sounds like solid reasoning.
All right. Andrew?
I agree. Jules just sounds porny.
Porny or horny?
Porny.
Yes. Porny, okay.
Well, all three of you are correct. Miss Valentina Jules is indeed a porn star.
Nice.
So let me just update scores here as all three of you have 1 point.
I think you should go round table on who has to go first, so Kyle can't pick what the other person picked and try to.
Okay, I'll go first. I'll go first next time. Okay, fair enough.
All right.
That's very such solid reasoning. I said nothing to object to.
Also, Logan, for your point there is a woman in NXT right now that is named Valentina. I forget her last name. She has the last name, and she's been pretty used in NXT's tag division, women's tag division lately. So that is not something that you can rest your hat on there, good sir.
It's the Triple H era. All right. Now it is.
All right. So our second lovely lady is Miss Brandy Lauren. Brandy Lauren.
The porn star.
Yep. Retweet.
Right. I think that's not a guarantee because I believe Brandy Rhodes has an I in her name. So I'm going to go pro wrestler.
All right. So that's porn star from Andrew, porn star from Kyle, and pro wrestler from Mr. Big LD. The Big LD gets the point here.
Yes! Yes!
Brandy Lauren is a professional wrestler. She used to wrestle for Impact. So that
Some
means...
of these, like, Impact, I mean, is this wrestling or is this porn?
TNA.
It used to be TNA, which that doesn't help the is it wrestling or porn argument.
Total nonstop action wrestling.
Yes. Their former writer, Vince Russo, literally called it that because he figured if you were channel surfing, if you were a horny man, you would see TNA and stop and watch.
Also, they had cage dancers on their first pay-per-view.
They in a lot of their pay-per-views they did. They ran weekly pay-per-view shows to begin with. But anyway, that
Andy
means
goes first.
Andy goes next time. He actually went first this time. But that means Logan is up 2 points with Kyle and Andy tied for second. So our third lady is Miss Penny Pax. Penny Pax.
That's a difficult one there.
The alliteration could be either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, with the alliteration, if that means what I'm thinking that might mean, I'm going with Pornstar.
All right. Logan?
This is a tough one. This is the toughest one so far. I'm going to roll with pro wrestler.
And Kyle.
Just because Logan's in the lead, I'm going to pick the opposite. I'm going with Pornstar.
Well, Miss Penny Pax is a porn
What is she
star.
packing?
God damn it.
So now we are all tied up with all three of you at 2 points.
Damn it.
We got 2 more to go here. It's
So she's
anybody's
packing
game.
penis.
It's anyone's game here. Our fourth lady is Miss Giselle Shaw. Giselle Shaw.
Who goes first on this one?
This one will be Logan.
This doesn't sound like either, if I'm being honest.
It's very generic.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Pornstar on this one.
I will take the opposite. I would do pro wrestler.
I'm going to take my first wrestler on this. Shaw just sounds more fighty than non.
Porn star from Logan and pro wrestler from Kyle and Andy. And Kyle and Andy get the point. Mr. Giselle Shaw is a professional wrestler.
This is fixed.
All right, we got one more left.
This is fixed.
We got one more left with
what are we going to do?
Kyle and Andy in the lead.
What are we going to do if Andy and me go to a tie again?
We're going to do like we did last time.
I don't have a chance.
Roll that dice.
God, I'm going to win again. I know it.
Kyle goes first on this one, right?
Yep, yeah. Kyle goes first on this one. This is Miss Amari Miller. Amari Miller.
Amari sounds a little too trashy for wrestling, for porn stars.
So in your hierarchy of trashiness, pro wrestling is below pornography.
No. I'm sorry, I got that backwards. Amari sounds a little too trashy for wrestling, so it's got to be a porn star. I'm sorry, I got it backwards.
Gosh, I'm going to actually... I just don't see a wrestler's name being Amari Miller. I don't see that. So I'm going to have to go with Pornstar on this one.
So what's that? A pro wrestler and then a porn star for Andy?
No, I think it's Pornstar.
Yeah, Pornstar. Yep.
I can't imagine, being like hailing from San Diego, California, the AEW Women's Champion, Amari Miller. I'm going to have to go adult film actress as well.
So that is Pornstar from
Logan put it all on the line right there. Logan's either going to lose or he took his chance away from winning.
That's Pornstar from all three of you, correct?
Yes.
You're all wrong. Amari Miller is a professional wrestler. She wrestles on NXT. So that means at the end of the round, it is the Big LD in last with 2 points. But Kyle and Andy are in the lead with 3 apiece.
Logan didn't math that one out. He couldn't win with that pick.
I didn't think about that.
So
We
now have to go to a tiebreaker round.
For only the returning champion, the three-time porn star pro wrestler champion of country and cold cans.
Now,
PK
Mr.
Kyle.
DeBerry, can you do me a favor here?
What is that?
Can you pull up your wheel and put Andy and Kyle's names on it? so we can figure out who goes first.
I feel like somehow
Bet I
out of
can.
those two, I feel like somehow with this wheel, out of those two options, Logan is still going to win the wheel.
He always wins the wheel. It's fixed. Oh, this is fixed against me.
Are we going to play where you have to take the opposite? That there is a little disadvantage to the other person on that.
This is we're gonna play. You have to pick the opposite, but with this way, it makes it so that it's not rigged who goes first.
All right. On the wheel, here in the sudden death round of Pro Wrestler or Pornstar Part 4, we have Trucker Andy, the challenger, versus the 3-time returning champion, the Porn King himself, Kyle, PK Kyle.
God,
and here we go. The wheel is just the wheel will determine who picks first. And away we go.
Spin the wheel, make the deal. Spin the wheel, make the deal.
That means Andy goes first.
Oh, the fix is truly in.
Do you think it would be that we should do like where Kyle gets a different name, so it's not just I'm either right or
That's good.
Where Kyle has
fair.
no say
That's
in
fair.
this.
That's
good.
fair. That's fair. Let's do that then. Let's do that. I'll give you each a different name, and we will determine from there. All right. So
I
Andy,
can't blame this on luck.
That's true.
Okay.
All right. So Andrew, your name is Miss Stevie Turner. Stevie Turner.
I would have said musician, but gosh, I think it's a wrestler. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like you would spell a porn name like that. I don't know. And Turner, that Turner is a wrestling thing. So
Don't say anything yet. Give me my name.
That's fair. All right. Hang on just a second here.
Carter's, let me get to page 6,029 of Pornhub.
No. I've got them all written down already. I'm writing down here so I don't forget who did what.
Carter did his
All right.
research at lunch today.
So, for Mr. PK King, or PK Kyle, the Porn King himself, it's all down to this if he wants to retain his championship.
Please, dear God, help me lose.
Kyle, your name is Miss Leva Bates.
serial
God
killer.
Damn.
Leva.
Damn. Why?
Bates.
Mine is so much more difficult than his. Leva Bates. Wrestler.
Is that your final answer?
It is Regis.
Do it one at a time.
Yeah, and start with Andy.
I lost because Carter's laughing.
All right, Andy.
I won. I mean, fuck
Miss
me.
Stevie Turner is a professional wrestler.
So I'm right.
So you're right. And Kyle, Miss Leva Bates is also a professional wrestler.
Oh
We
my
gotta
gosh.
go to second sudden death.
Another
overtime.
one.
Fucking
Damn,
good.
that would have been a perfect one to win too, because Kyle has still been the porn king. I won on wrestling.
All right, so we got to
They're
reverse
both
it. This
professional
time.
wrestlers. We gotta
Reverse it.
reverse it. So Kyle, you're going first this time.
All right.
Overtime number 2.
All right. Hit me with it.
Who
Double
is-
OT.
I spelled the name wrong. Tell me the profession of Miss Kiera Croft. Kiera Croft.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one. Damn, Carter, you went out in the weeds because there's no hints in these.
I made a
Pornstar.
specific point to do that.
Pornstar.
Alrighty.
I would
Solely
have picked that. That's what I
solely-
would have done.
Yeah, solely because it's the opposite of last round.
Alrighty then.
All right.
Andrew, the lovely lady for you to win your first ever Pro Wrestler Pornstar Championship is Miss Ulisa Leon. Ulisa Leon.
Andy can't even say that.
His eyes got so big.
Yeah, Leon, I got you there. Ew. Oh, let's see. Kyle went with a porn star. We'll go with porn star. Let's see if Carter's. Let's see if I've got him on on one of them things where he's going across the board sames.
All right. So
let's start with Andy.
Kyle.
Oh, sorry. It's Kyle.
Oh,
You're
it's
right.
Kyle first. I'm going to start with Kyle. Kyle, Miss Kiera Croft is a porn star.
It's a point for PK.
So if I'm wrong,
Andrew, this Ulisa Leon is a professional wrestler.
Yes! Damn it! Yes!
The 4-time champion, the porn king himself.
He's now a four-time champion of pro wrestler, porn star here on Country and
You
Gold Kings.
almost lost it.
anyone on a porn star. He didn't win by getting a wrestler right. He won by guessing the porn star.
Fucking kill me, man. Fucking kill me.
Man.
Fucking kill me. Oh,
It was a
damn
great game, gentlemen.
Yes, it was. And we all may not have gotten the outcome that we all wanted, but we got the outcome that we deserved. That's this edition of Pornstar Pro Wrestler here on Country and Cold Cans. Be sure to give us 5 stars and a great review. What did the YouTubers say? Click that subscribe button on your way out. And you know what? Check out the website, coldcansnetwork.com. Check out the shop, coldcansnetwork.com/shop. We've got hats, we've got koozies, we've got t-shirts. And you know what? Share it with your friends. We appreciate it, everybody. This is Country and Cold Cans. I'm Logan, sitting here with Classic Rock Carter, Trucker Andy, and the 4-time champion, the porn king himself, PK Kyle, and we will see you next time. Woo!